Studying history helps us deal with modern-day problems and gain new perspectives we might have otherwise overlooked. One lesser-known figure in Islamic history is Uwais Al-Qarani, a man who set an example centuries later still stands as admirable. Uwais Al-Qarani was a strange man. Even though he was physically on earth and he did his part to make the days go by, his mind was always in another place, and he had little worldly concerns. He worked as a camel herder, not asking for a fee for his services, and even though he did not have much to share, in terms of generosity, he was ahead of everyone. Uwais al-Qarani was born around 594 CE in the Qarn city of Yemen, where he lived with his mother well into adulthood. He was a devout Muslim that lived during Prophet Muhammad's time, but was prevented from being a Sahabi, meaning one who has seen the Prophet, due to his strong sense of loyalty and love for his mother. The position of Sahabi is one of the utmost importance and dignity. Al-Qarani's mother was old, both blind and unable to walk. He was her around-the-clock caretaker, doing whatever she asked, whenever she asked, whatever that task be, like feeding her, cleaning her, or anything else to make her happy. Al-Qarani was so detailed and loving with his care of his mother that he could not trust anyone else to look after her. When Al-Qarani first became Muslim, the urge to go see his beloved Prophet was almost too much to bear. He wanted so badly to travel to Medina and be able to sit down, have a single conversation, or just be in the same room as the Prophet. His mother was not outright against him going, but still, the issue of who would take care of her while he was gone was left unanswered. She was much too frail to make the journey with him, and was not too happy about the idea of him leaving her behind on her own at all. Of course, Al-Qarani couldn't bear the thought of her struggling without him either. So, when the day came that his mother permitted him to go see the Prophet, Al-Qarani was beyond happy. She had made him promise to only do as such, get to Medina, go to the Prophet's house, and come right back, as she couldn't afford to have him spend any more time than necessary. Al-Qarani readily agreed, ecstatic at the chance to meet his Prophet. However, when he first arrived at Medina and made straight for the Prophet's house, he was heartbroken to find that the Prophet was not there. Instead, the Prophet was at the mosque. Uwais al-Qarani turned back from his lifelong dream because he couldn't bear to break his promise to his mother. He went back home heartbroken and desolate, but comforted by the fact that he had made his mother content by keeping his word. Uwais al-Qarani unfortunately never got the opportunity to see the Prophet ever again. However, the Prophet was aware of Al-Qarani's devotion and mentioned him often to his followers and friends as a good Muslim and a friend of God. After the Prophet's passing, one of his 2 coats was passed to Al-Qarani. This story may seem exaggerated or hard to relate to, but there are key takeaways that all of us in today's world can take note of. Al-Qarani's devotion and love for his mother is shocking, but if you think about how much his mother must have taken care of him, you can see how it was the right thing to do. We must treat our family and loved ones with respect, helping them when they're in dire need, and hopefully in turn get helped when we need it ourselves. Al-Qarani's loyalty to his promise is also one for the books. Rather than be called dishonest, he went back home without getting to see what he wanted. Dishonest is a hard label to shed. Once a person becomes untrustworthy to another, it is beyond difficult to gain that trust back. Stay safe, tell the truth.